The Indiana Pacers find themselves on the road looking for an interconference win. Glad to have you with us for more NBA action. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
All right, ready to go? Ready to go?
So the Clippers win the tip. Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Teague and Monte are the guard set. George and Young are the forwards. And it's Jefferson in at the 5, roaming the paint. While the Clippers have had this Chris Paul and Blake Griffin core for a while now, it has certainly proven to be an exciting pairing. They haven't made the deep playoff run that they had hoped they would make.
Yeah, and although fans might want more, you have to remember where this franchise was before Griffin and Paul. They still have a few years to take this team even further. Unfortunately, they have been up against a stacked Western Conference.
Good make to get things underway.
Yeah, and always a relief, I think, to get those first points out of the way and actually get that first sweat and that first bit of contact in the game, because that just settles you down a little bit.
And he finishes nicely on the layup.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend, because they just handed him 2 points.
Well, I think it's got to serve notice to the defense that it's going to take a much stronger effort than that to contain this guy today. They've got to bring more force if they're going to try to slow him down.
And even though he missed that, you have to take those shots when you get the opportunity.
Exactly. They don't come much better or easier than that.
Now here's Teague. Back to Young. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Young's got his first points in this one.
And Teague knew that he would be open there. Great patience and vision from the point man.
And at 6'7", 6'8", Thaddeus Young, definitely more a small ball power forward, but that seems to be the way the league is going these days.
Yeah, it is, and in spite of his ability to fit into that small ball mantra, he can get overpowered inside by the bigger forwards. He's quick off the dribble, an excellent left-handed slasher, and is capable of putting big numbers on the board when he gets it going.
Here's Jefferson. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Just a great job there from Teague to locate where his teammate was and get the ball to him on time.
Griffin dishes to Paul. And the 3-ball is good. Paul's got 5 points so far.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
And it's Young. That time on the assist by George.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Griffin, no one around him. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
Teague against Paul. Ball's knocked loose. Right side, George. And pushing it out. Here's Los Angeles. Here's Paul. From 16 feet away, he cans it. He has 7.
I like he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense has given him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
Here's the pass to Mbah-a-Moute. He gets that one. Here's George. Pierce. No good that time. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Clippers lead by 4. And don't go away. Taken that challenge and made the most of what he's got. A terrific play.
Really, and you know what? He's actually turned that challenge on his head when he goes right at much bigger players and uses their size against them.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Clippers.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
They've got J.J. Redick.
It doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. And the Pacers asking Paul George to play some power forward last season. He was a little hesitant to absorb that pounding, especially coming off the big injury.
And guys, you know, in practice, they mostly have C.J. Miles defending power forwards. Funny to have the 6'10 guy on the wing and the 6'6 guy on the block, but George certainly at his best guarding on the perimeter. His anticipation, his length, his speed, those things play well on the perimeter for him on the defensive end.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Mbah a Moute is checked in for Bass. Pierce comes in for Wesley Johnson. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And Chris Paul's subbed in for Rivers. Indiana also making some changes. Allen's checked in for Young. C.J. Miles comes in for George. Young is subbed in for Teague. Well, one thing that Chris Paul has always been known for is his presence, Greg, on the defensive end. Just a smart and fundamentally sound defender who knows certainly how to disrupt a ball handler.
No doubt.
Great job, guys. Nice work. Take a seat now. Let's talk.
Makes your shots tougher than probably anybody else in the league. Still, with the quick hands, he will come up with more than his fair share of steals.
Knocked loose and taken away by Paul. The feed to Mbah a Moute. Pierce for three. The rebound by Turner. Griffin with the steal. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it.
You know, that's hard to explain that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
Ellis is checked in for Rodney Stuckey. Pacers trail by 12. Young outside. Ellis with the screen for Young. Pass to Ellis to stop the run. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Ill-advised shot there.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
Count the basket.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
To the inside, Turner. And he banks in the layup.
Exceptional skills for Turner down in the paint. This guy, I think, has the potential to be a dominant player inside for a lot of years.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that. They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividend.
And with as many points as they've got in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
A delicious dime from Chris Paul there.
Pacers trail by 14. It's Allen on the wing. And the pass to Ellis. They get a hand on it. Fires for three. He got it! That is one fantastic buzzer beater!
He hit that shot like it was nothing. Just another day at the office.
That is what you call much in the clutch.
And the first half is now in the books. The Clippers on the 2K begin the second half. First half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. You look at Blake Griffin in this game. He's been everywhere.
Just a dominating performance in the post by him so far. Just tearing them to shreds when he gets it inside.
Yeah, and getting it to him is the only hard part, fellas. I mean, once he has it, he's automatic. Forget about it. He can do work down there.
While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. And so in the game for the Pacers, George and Young are the forwards. Teague and Monte are the guard set. And it's Jefferson in at the center position.
Well, he's an intriguing player, Thaddeus Young. I mean, you look at his frame and his game. I mean, he seems like he'd be a small forward, but he's played at the power forward position for years now, and I think that's in part due to the way the game is played now in the NBA with stretch fours and spacing the floor. Thaddeus Young fits into that kind of game quite well.
Pacers trail by 12. Ellis can't get it to go.
I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
There's Crawford with the three. The shot, no good. And Indiana will go the other way with it. He certainly can score at the power forward. Young has ability to space the floor and tack off the bounce. He's pretty special at that position.
Yeah, he really is. You know, he came into the league only after a year in college and has grown into a reliable scorer as a slasher and small ball four-man. So he's found and carved out a nice niche for himself.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Spates checked in for Griffin. Bass comes in for Paul Pierce. J.J. Redick's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Austin Rivers in for Paul. Teague with the ball, out guarded by Redick. Yes, that goes in. 10 points for Thaddeus Young.
Young is often overmatched because he's not as big as other power forwards, but he still finishes inside at a high rate.
The shot by Redick, no good. Pacers trail by 13. And a wide open look here for Ellis. Off target from outside.
You can't get in a much better position for the three than that. Everything was right on target, it just didn't fall.
Here's Rivers. Releases from the wing and tries.
Timeout.
Rivers has got 5 now.
What handle? He broke the D down to the ground with that move.
And the Pacers call time here.
And you know, talking about pace, the Pacers have sped theirs up the last 3 seasons now. They were the 6th slowest team back in 2013. Last season, they were in the top 10 fastest.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Griffin's checked in for Spates. Pierce comes in for Brandon Bass. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's Paul in for Austin Rivers. And here we go, Paul heading to the hoop. That's good from Crawford on the assist by Paul. Crawford's got his second bucket.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Teague kicks to Jefferson. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. And a big part of playing faster is about personnel. Pacers with a more mobile front court and a lot of athleticism on the wings.
Well, it's really where the league seems to be going, and I love it as a basketball fan. Up-tempo, high-octane pace of play is entertaining. When you look at the Pacers, despite their quicker, smaller lineup, they still do a good job of rebounding the ball. Still in the top half of the league in terms of rebounding percentage last season.
They just can't miss. Everything they put up, it seems, goes in.
You know, sometimes you're the bug, and sometimes you're the windshield. They are certainly the bugs tonight. Nothing going their way.
And I'm not even sure that I'd want to be the windshield.
No, maybe the windshield wiper.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
You know, I love how he absorbs the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
Boy, terrific play there. I thought even with all the contact, he still was going to get that shot to go down.
Griffin hits them both. There's 14 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Paul against T. Ball's knocked loose. Up in time. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
Woo-hoo-hoo, Kevin. They're firing on all cylinders. That shot caps a nice run going into the final quarter.
LA's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Johnson is out there with Brandon Bass. Then there's Felton. Then there's Maurice Spates. And it's Anderson in at the 2-guard position. That's who's out there for the Clippers. And Indiana shooting percentage, 59%. The offense is running smoothly. Evans setting the pick for Young. He kicks it to Miles. Hits it from three-point range. Miles has got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Pacers. Here's Anderson. And the rebound goes to the Pacers.
I'll tell you what, for what's really an elementary shot, he looked a little nervous on that release.
Clippers leading by 22. Johnson gets the bucket. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Stuckey kicks to Miles. The tray, and there's a foul. It's on Maurice Spates. That is his first foul of the game. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Young's checked in for Indiana. Ellis comes in for Rodney Stuckey. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Lavoy Allen. That's his first foul.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
Paul kicks to Mbamute. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 5th assist in this one.
And that's not the way for a team to get back into a game, giving up open shots like that.
Yeah, I agree completely. I mean, there's no way to come back if they continue to allow him to knock down those bombs like that.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Clippers?
And you really can't help but notice all the points they've continued to get off turnovers.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
Young outside. Feeds it to Ellis. Back to Young. Tries a 3. A shot off that time. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Clippers.
The coaching staff must be happy that they controlled their turnovers so well in this game.
Excellent self-control and patience tonight.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Paul. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
And Miles kicks to Ellis. Poked away. Back to Miles. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Love the tenacity from Miles. Just simply skying up and finishing strong inside.
The Pacers making a change here. Stuckey's checked in.
Lavoy Allen out of Temple University is just a real steady NBA player. Excellent interior defender, outstanding offensive rebounder. He's one of those understated, undervalued, but highly respected backup front court players in the league.
Young against Paul. Kicks it to Allen. There's 25 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And no good. Here's Griffin. Count it.
And just a terrific job of taking care of business in front of the home fans.
And Greg, those fans had a hand in the win. I mean, they gave this team a big lift throughout the game. I thought there was great energy in the building.
19 seconds left in the game. Young dishes to Stuckey. And too long on the shot.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.